Good afternoon, everybody. Ms. Nams have already introduced him, but I will do a little brief introduction to him. The person I'm about to introduce you to, I've known him for the last 41 years. He's been my husband for the last 36 years. He's the father of 2 sons, the grandfather of twins. He has worked for the Shelby County Sheriff's Office for the last 37 years, and he's your newly elected sheriff of Shelby County, Floyd Bonner.
Good evening. She acted like she knew me, didn't she? Well, as my wife said, I am the new sheriff in town, and it is such a pleasure to be here with you. Ms. Nams was telling this story about when we met in Walmart, and it just seemed like it just happened just yesterday. And and I often wondered, Ms. Nams and I, my wife Audrey, we did all we could do to help that young lady. It was such a sad story, her being 6-7 months pregnant, and her boyfriend tricks her into Walmart, and she comes back out, and he's gone. And we did get a chance to get some cars down there and get her to a shelter, and I often wonder about her, and I hope her life is turned for the better. Amen. Yes, sir. It's just sad that we as a society don't think any more about one another than what occurred out there. Now, as my wife said, I've been in sheriff's office now 38 years, and I've seen a lot of stuff. and as your sheriff, I know crime is not where any of us want it to be. We're working extremely hard trying to get it better. As I met new pastors and new ministers here tonight, I want to share or tell you that we at the Sheriff's Office, we're willing to partner with anyone. We have all kinds of programs, all kinds of things that we can come out and do for you and your members. So if you need the Sheriff's Office, if you need me, just please, I'm very accessible. I'm easy to talk to. I love to talk, as you can tell, because I was supposed to have done this a few minutes ago, and I'm still talking. But we just want to be a part of this community. We want you to know that the Shelby County Sheriff's Office is there for you and for your membership. Now, the reason that I rose, Ms. Nams was saying that they were giving out awards. And I'm here to give an award tonight to a young man who is deceased, but his family is here. His name is Marlon Hunter. His grandmother, Dr. Shirley Fennard, and his wife, Relisa Hunter, are here tonight, and they'll come up and receive it. Why don't y'all just come on, start this way anyway. I was talking to Dr. Fennard last night, and I told her, I said, well, I didn't know Marlon, and can you tell me a few things about him? And boy, did she tell me a lot about him. I'm almost at the point to where I feel that I was cheated because I didn't get a chance to know him in life. She was telling me about what a good man he was. He had a few bumps in the road, like we all had, but he had straightened his life out. He was a drummer at his church at Boston Baptist Church. He was doing so many good things. He was teaching a 4-year-old how to play the drums, and he was just seemed to have been a joyful man that had gotten his life together and that enjoys family and friends and helping anybody that he could help. And on September the 2nd of this year, he was helping a stranded motorist on Winchester, and a vehicle struck him, and he later on died from his injuries. What can you say? Serving his fellow man. That's right. Yeah. Serving his fellow man. So we're happy to give them this award. However, I'm sad, and I'm sure you would be too, that we didn't get a chance to meet this young man. He sounds to be a tremendous man. Now, Dr. Fennard gave me a piece that one of his cousins wrote, and I'm going to read a little bit to you. I'm not going to read it all to you, but I'll read a little bit of it. It says, when black folks get together for whatever the occasion, it is important to keep the goal of unification and empowerment in mind. And what the cousin was doing was, the cousin was comparing Marlon to Nelson Mandela. Not that they were the same stature, not that Marlon stood as Mandela stood, but it was a cousin, a loving cousin, who saw Mandela's life and also ran it parallel with Nelson Mandela. But I'm going to read just a few things. It says, what are the similarities between Marlon and Mandela share? Marlon stood about 6 feet tall, so did Mandela. Marlon had a wife and children, so did Mandela. Marlon was familiar with conditions of confinement and corresponded with his family behind the walls, so did Mandela. Mandela was known for his humanitarian deeds. In other words, he helped people in need, and so did Marlon. Mandela had a strong foundation rooted in the Word of God, so did Marlon. Mandela found his way home to glory after dealing with an extraordinary life circumstance, and so did Marlon. Mandela left a legacy here for us, and so did Marlon. And it goes on to say that the family at this time would like to thank each and every one of you for your thoughts, your prayers, your emails, your text messages, whatever you may have done to help this family ease through this pain. Now, this pain is not over, so you keep lifting them up in prayer, because if you ever lost a loved one, especially a grandmother losing a grandson, and when we were talking last night, she said, I never thought I'd have buried my grandson. You know, I thought my grandson would have buried me. So if you ever stepped in a pair of shoes like that, you understand what this family is going through. So I ask each and every one of you to lift them up in prayer, and let's salute them here this afternoon as we give them these awards. Thank you so much.